What's up, y'all? How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling? I'm trying to wait for some more people to hop on real quick before I go in. I'm actually just like, okay, so I can start like going off on a tangent, but I'm about to hang out with one of my homegirls, so I'm gonna try to keep it light. So, cause I gotta be in the house before it gets too dark. I'm not about being out in the matrix for too long, cause I be really in my spiritual tip. I got some work to do when I get back in. But I mean, I guess I'll go ahead and get started though. So basically, I'm coming live just to share some of the things that came up for me today, or like that jumped out, grabbing my attention, and also to talk about this September hour. What is? Oh, my bad. It's called September Owl and Bones Tarot Challenge. So each day for September is just like, topics that we're covering and pulling cards for over the month. So one thing I'm gonna say is, I don't know what it is, and I know it's not just me, because I know some other people that's participate in that as well, and that challenge is kicking our ass. Like it is bringing up things that I haven't been aware of, but also peace. And my homegirl walking up now, but it's bringing up some things that I have been aware of, but I'm having to dive a whole lot deeper into when I'm doing my spiritual work, shadow work, and all that good stuff. And like today, when I was typing up the post, I was just like, you know that emoji with the face with the little wiggle mouth. That's exactly how I felt like typing it, and I was like, dang, I don't know if I really want to post this right now. But with me and what I do with Moon God, it's like I cannot hide that from y'all, because it's the same thing as if y'all booking a reading with me. Like, it's certain things that you have to honor and be honest with and be open to receive from what comes out from the cards. So give me 1 second. All right, I'll be right here. So yeah, so it's like certain things that have come up in the reading, and for some of you, y'all have already booked readings with me, so y'all know how it goes. And so yeah, I just had to be real integral about like the messages that was coming up for me. So the card that came, so the question today was, all right, so before I even go into the card reading, I'm gonna talk about what was coming up today. So I'm just doing my leisure scrolling on Instagram, and the main thing that kept popping up, and I was just seeing here everywhere, is the fact that people are talking about like why it's important to dive deeper into having that knowledge of self. And I actually had made a post on my personal page talking about like a lot of these mental illnesses that people have, or mental dis-ease that people have, aren't really that. I'm not gonna pump fake. It's some occasions where like your body is physically experiencing these the disease or certain symptoms and things. So yeah, that's real. However, some of these mental illnesses are like for example, depression. Like, and I'll share my piece because I put it on my personal page as well. Like, and I'm not like, I have overcame it so much where I'm comfortable enough to talk about it. So like one thing for me was when I was mad young, like I'll even say in middle school is probably when it really started for me. Like, I felt really depressed, and I know a lot of that just came out because I'm the oldest child and I have younger siblings. So like, yeah, I'm the oldest child and the first grandbaby, and I get certain attention and things like that. However, I felt like with me being the older sister, I had to take on this role of being like a role model for my siblings. So in that sense, like, it was parts of me that peace Quay. It was parts of me that I felt like I had to hide, or like I couldn't express my true authentic self with doing, because I had to put on this role. I had to be the good one in a sense, and show them, at least I felt that, my parents and my grandparents never really told me like, you have to do this, but I just felt like it was my duty to do. Like, I'm the oldest sibling, like why wouldn't I? So anyways, from that stance, I wasn't very authentic in myself, and I feel like, to be honest, that's a lot of where I had to learn, like, let me slow down a little bit. That's a lot of what I needed to experience so that I can learn what self-love is. And even that self-love theme had trickled up into my adulthood for me to get into certain relationships with people that made me feel even less than what I already felt. You know what I'm saying? So after like the last time of it, that's what took me to truly evolve, because I couldn't just keep living that lifestyle of always trying to be this people pleaser and always trying to rescue people and stuff like that. And when I needed to do a lot of healing, and I needed somebody else. And to be honest, that's the reason where Moon Goddess even came from, is like, from all of my experiences, I know certain things, and I'm all about love energy, and I know that's the highest form of vibration. Like, I don't care how many people try to pump fake like they don't give a fuck about love. They wholeheartedly do. No matter how much they try to deny it, no matter how much they feel comfortable with showing it and receiving it, like, no matter what, they want some type of love. They want some type of attention. They want to know that they feel heard and seen. So like, for me being the oldest, that's all I really wanted. So going back to like the different posts, going back to that post, from that element, like, I felt a lot of depression, because not only that, but like, I'm not trying to go too much into religion as well, but even when I would try to fit into certain religious groups or try to like understand it on, different religion bases, I still didn't feel comfortable. Like, even to this day, like, yeah, it's so funny because, I was brought up with, alright, so when it comes to religion in my family, on my mother's side, they are into it, but I feel like they're more spiritual than anything. But then, like, on my father's side, they're very religious. So, I had both experiences. And even when I was younger, one of my, we're not like friends anymore, but one of my, somebody I had grew up with, and now, of course, at the time, yeah, we were friends, but I used to go to church with them and stuff. But even then, I just never felt all the way there, because one, I always had certain questions, and I couldn't, I'll take certain things for face value, but I have to have a connection with stuff for me to understand it. Like, if I have no connection with it, it's just like, I literally feel like I'm wasting my time. So that's where a lot of that came from. So when I got to college, that's when I started to like dive deeper and try to overcome this depressed feeling that I was having. And even to a point where, like, even in one of my love experiences, I thought the person stopped talking to me because I wasn't religious. So to be honest, that's when I actually tried to start reading the book and everything. But even then, it's so funny, even then, I swear I did not get past Genesis, or like, I forgot where, but it, like, as soon as they got to the part where they talking about everybody got X, Y, and Z children, they like the son of so-and-so, son, daughter, blah, blah, blah. It got too much and got too confusing. So then I got frustrated, and I put the book down for a second, and I was just thinking, like, why am I forcing myself so hard to understand this when I'm still going to have certain questions? And then I also had this idea of, like, who to say one religion is the one be all of all of them? Like, I honestly believe different religions have, honestly, they're all like connected. However, certain ideas and certain lifestyle habits which makes them different. Like, I say this all the time, using my hand, religion is just like this. These fingers are the different routes of religion, but this palm is the source. So like, I was like, yo, I'm just going to straight up stick with source, because I know where my heart is. I know there's a higher being that created me to be here, that created all of this, to be honest. Like, whatever that is, that's what I believe in. That's all I'm going to give my energy to. And like, I don't need no middleman. Like, you know, the middleman stuff is helpful for a lot of people, and I'm not taking that away, because I feel like if you are a part of religion, if it makes you a better person, then I'm all for it. You know, if it makes you more loving, I'm all for it. If it brings you peace, happiness, and joy, I am here for it. But when it turns into, like, you know, different religious battles and stuff like that, that's the shit I'm not with. So, like, when I was going through that whole beginning stage, that's what made me slow down and be like, you know what, I'm just sticking with source, you know. And that's honestly where my spiritual journey started at. So I brought that up to say that by me trying to fit into a group and feeling like I didn't belong anywhere, I felt depressed and felt like I was going to hell. And I couldn't understand for the life of me, like, if I have all this love in my being, how can somebody or anybody say I'm going to hell because I don't believe a certain path? So, like, I was just like, you know what, I'm just going to trust in source, in the Most High. That's what I would call it. Like, you'll hear me call it the Most High, the source, the universe, the divine creator. Like, those are my names for the Most High. But you know, for me starting to ask questions and seek you know, my own relationship with the higher power or the Most High, that's where I got a lot of all of this wisdom and started to get all my answers. And then it's just so divine that now it's to the point where I receive these messages, and because I am still, like, learning, and because I'm a student and a teacher at the same time, so for certain things, yeah, if I reach some certain conclusion, I'm gonna Google it. Like, I'm gonna Google it and fact check myself. So, you know, a lot of my downloads just be coming to me. Like, I know lately they be coming to me while I'm sleeping. So, and then, like, if you follow my personal page, like, it's Blue Dream of hers, I take my dreams serious. But anyways, so going back to, like, the post of seeing, like, being depressed and finding my way out, it was another piece. I mentioned that I felt like I had PTSD from one of my relationships, and from me having that moment, I was just like, why, you know, I was asking more questions, like, why do I feel like it's a PTSD thing? Like, it can't just be me. I feel like I'm doing everything from pure intentions and from heart. So I'm like, it can't just be me. Like, I know certain parts of that relationship I did play a role in, but some parts wasn't my baggage. It was from the other end. And I'm just like, yeah, this ain't right. So let me find my way up out this situation so I can heal myself. At first, it wasn't even about getting out of the situation. It was just like, let me heal myself. Let me get back to my spiritual journey from back in college, you know, because I was a baby up in college and getting into this spiritual stuff. And now I feel like, to be honest, I'll probably rate myself at a, what would I say, maybe a young adult, because I know it's a whole lot more that it is for me to learn from this journey. So going back to that post, like, a lot of the times that, like, people experience, like, anxiety real bad, feel like they got depression and, like, certain stuff like that. I feel like those things are I seen another post that said spiritual amnesia. Like, you are, like, most people, well, a lot of people are feeling anxious and feeling depressed or feeling like, you know, just a lot of fear-based emotions is because, like, one, they're not living up to their authentic self, and also, you know, some people have unfortunately been a part of, like, certain religious groups that aren't really promoting the love aspect of the religion. It's more of a fear-based thing, and that's the part that I don't like I stated. But you know, a lot of that contributes to the mental health of people, and it's like, this world is already so complex. So it's like, yo, you taking it from your own personal healing, you getting it from your family, you getting it from certain religious groups, you getting it from friends, and you getting it from society as a whole, you getting it from social media. Like, all this stuff going on in the world is, like, fucking up people's brains. So I'm just like, a lot of this is not yours, and a lot of it is, hello, you need to start doing some healing work. You need to start doing shadow work. You need to start asking questions. Like, and that's, like, my biggest thing. Like, it's hard for me to follow something off of blind faith when I know it's not adding up. Like, I know certain parts of even spirituality, like, And when I say spirituality, that's like your personal relationship and connection to the Most High. So like even some parts of that I'd be having questions for, and that's so dope because that leads into why I'm about to start talking about the challenge that I've been doing. So yeah, it's just like so many elements, and people aren't really taking the time out to rediscover why they are here. It's people that's depressed because they don't know what their purpose is. Like, and I know it's a touchy subject, like people that are, and forgive me if you are, so I'm gonna pause real quick and say, forgive me if any of you watching this live have had any experiences with having like suicidal thoughts and things like that. I know it's very touchy, and I'm gonna be completely transparent. Like, yes, when I was in middle school, I had those thoughts, so I'm very familiar with it. And so anyways, like, you know, some people who have those thoughts and actually gone through with it, and God rest their soul for those that have gone through with it and whatnot. But a lot of the time people do that because they don't know their purpose. They feel like they don't feel like they belong here. They don't know why they are here. They just don't know. And it's just, like I said, this world is so complex, and it's just frustrating how fear-based stuff is and being shared and forced upon people that is not healthy at all. And so, you know, a lot of people just experiencing spiritual amnesia. So I know lately I haven't been focused on like trying to get people to book readings and stuff, to be honest. My whole thing right now is for people to get this guide, because I know how powerful that guide is, and people who completed cycles, like even if they're not using it consistently, they know how real that guide gets. And for me, I just finished cycle 13, and that was the best cycle I have ever had. Like, so like I had mentioned in one of my posts, I'm really about to start using it on a monthly basis. Like, I don't always use it, but where I am now in my journey, I have no time to be wasting. I'm ready to catch these lessons and keep growing and evolving, because I got shit to do. I got guides and tools to share with people. I have to get in my element and be ready for it. So yes, I'm using that guide consistently now. Like, tomorrow is the new moon in Virgo, which is so amazing to me. Like it's funny because I just be talking all the time. Like, lately, at first, like, Geminis were like my top favorite zodiac sign, but it's the Virgo energies that know. It's like my favorite thing about the Virgo energy is they know my heart, where it's like to the point where, or they are very understanding, but they also have a certain level of creating boundaries. Like, yeah, they go through stuff too, but they have a level of being able to say, yeah, no, I need to turn off my phone. Like, my best friend that I'm about to hang out with now, like, she will legit turn off her phone for a whole fucking month. Like, and I'll just be like, yo, girl, how can you do it? Because, like, for me, I gotta check in on people. Like, yeah, she check on people too, and yeah, she do all of that. But for me, it's like, I have this motherly role where I need to make sure my people good. Like, and I want to let people know I'm okay too. So that's just like my own personal thing when it comes to like being on social media and being with my phone. And I'm working on that. You know, I'm learning how to become disciplined to do that. No, for real. Like, and it's funny because my phone legit be on do not disturb, but I still be all up on my phone. But, you know, that's what's funny. Like, I still be up on my phone. But what I was ready to say. So yeah, like, with the new moon coming up, like, I still highly encourage everybody to hop on that jank as soon as they can and really start getting the hang of it. Because I know from, sorry, 1 second. Yes, he lived right here on the end. Right here? Right here on the end, like if you go around the corner. Yeah, like right around the corner. Okay. Thank you. Lord, my best friend dog roaming across the street. Like, she went to the store real quick, but hey, they're bringing tea time. They're bringing tea time. He was over there or something, apparently. But anyways, yeah, her dog is so sweet. It's so funny because I feel like, all right, so sidetracking. I had a dog when I was younger, and he had passed away. His name was BJ, but every time I'm with her, like, her dog be all up under me and stuff. I'm like, yo, BJ, did you come back? And I'm like, yo, I'm glad you with my best friend, if anything. But anyways, so back to the subject. So, yeah, like, with this guide, it's just like, yo, start getting into the habit, because even though I made it, which at this point, I'm like kind of in the belief that I created it, but you know, when I first started out, like, I had to learn how to use it my own self, like, because I would jam pack myself with certain things I'm trying to manifest, but I had to learn how to calm it down a bit, and also be more clear about what it is that I want to manifest. So, like, the more you practice using it, the better these manifestations get, the faster they arrive, and some more. So yeah, so now going into the reading. So today the question was, where are you closed off? And I pull out, and I apologize for other tarot readers for butchering this name, but hello, I get the energy. I know how to read the card, but I believe it's pronounced the Hierophant, and basically that card represents, like, being a healing transformer, being like a teacher, some type of healing, wise type of being. And straight up, that's all that I am, like, when I am using or tapping into the moon goddess energy. Like, I tap into the wise, like, the wisdom that I learned, and just, like, even if it's something I haven't experienced, I have a certain gift of correspondence. Like I was saying earlier to one of my sisters, like, you could ask me, what does yellow have to do with a tree? And I will find a way to tell you. Like, I will find some type of way. It might take like a few minutes or something, but I will find a way to tell you. But anyways, like, what came up from that reading was, I have been closed off in truly expressing how much wisdom that I actually possess. And I can't even front. Like, I know it to be true. So, like, that's one thing about getting these readings. Like, you have to be straight up honest with yourself. Like, even if you don't tell me, like, it's fine. I'm completely fine if you don't tell me, or don't believe it's true, or want to or feel comfortable to share that it's true. But whole time, you know the real truth within yourself. Like, and that's all I'm gonna leave it at. Like, you know what's up for real within. You know what's true for you. And I'm just here as a vessel, as a messenger, to share that. What the card says, I'm here because I feel like I have that gift, just because I am very inner and understanding what like that, the love energy or the heart chakra energy is all about. Peace, everybody, just jumping in. So yeah, like, I don't know, you know, every reader, they have their method and certain things that they focus on and tap into when they do their own readings. But I know for me, like, my purpose is for transformation and healing, like personal development and spiritual development. That's my main focus. And like, even now, like, what I do with Moon Goddess is transforming, where I'm figuring it out of what direction I need to take it into, because what I do with my business is going to evolve with me. So, like, with all the information I done picked up on since my birthday, like, I don't know what it was about my birthday, but it changed me a whole lot, to the point where I know that I need to stop BSing with certain things and stop playing games with my energy and stuff. Like, I know what my purpose is, so it's time for me to live in that and be that. I know I'm a whole goddess out here in these streets. Like, I can't keep lying about it. So, like, in that Hierophant card, it was just like, hey, Spirit kicking your ass right now. Your ancestors kicking your ass right now, because you know what you need to be doing. So why are you taking all this time? Why are you still asking these certain questions? Like, why are you still playing games? Like, stop dimming your light and live in your power. You are a goddess. You know a lot about this love frequency, and people need to know that. So, hello, wake up, share the messages, share the gems, drop it, like, talk to people. So, like, it's funny because I started to comment under the post, like the last post I said when I was, like, about me going live. I started to comment under the post, but it got to the point where what I needed to say was too much. Like, it wasn't enough characters for me to type it. So I was just like, Spirit is childish. Spirit is making me go live just to tell y'all, because I ain't gonna front, I do need to stop hiding in the comments and get on these videos. Like, after this, I'm gonna actually save it and post it on YouTube. So going back to that card, like, you know, I learned that I need to be more expressive about what it is that I know about my gifts. And even other readings that I've done, what was it? Oh, it wasn't a reading I've done, but I also participate in animal medicine. So basically what animal medicine is, we go over the symbolism of the various animals and see how it applies to us. Like, what is the lesson and what is the message from these animals? So one of the cards that came out like yesterday, I believe it was antelope. And antelope teaches you how to, forgive me, because, like, that's not my specialty. Like, I go to somebody else for that. Like, I leave it for them. That's the person I trust to tell me about animal medicine. Like, yeah, I could do it. I got the book and everything, but the cards, that's on her. Like, her name is Black Lotus Mother. I love her with my whole heart. So I'll be posting about her every now and then. So check her out too. She's a dope ass doula. I was gonna say doula. She's a dope ass doula. But anyways, like, antelope, what I was gonna say, antelope is all about being connected with source and action. So the card breaks it down into 3 steps. Like, 1, you got to have a desire to do something. 2, you have to make a firm decision to do it. And 3, you got to fucking do it. So one of the messages in the card, like, because, you know, we talk about the upright meaning and then we talk about the reverse meaning, but in animal medicine we just say contrary. So when I say contrary, or if I say it again, I'm talking about like the reverse meaning. So it said for contrary, it's like, it said, are you lying to yourself or to others trying to get off the hook? And it's so funny because I couldn't do nothing but smile at it, because the reason why I haven't been so expressive about a lot of what I do is, it came up again in the Hierophant card, is having to put out what my power is. And my whole thing with that is, like, I don't want people to assume that I think I'm better than them, or, you know, it's people out there that just because you are doing what's best for you, they start to think that, oh, you think you too good for me type of stuff. I'm like, no, it's not that, but I'm evolving, you know? So, you know, I had to face a lot of that because, like I said, I'm a very loving person and I want everybody, like, I ain't gonna front, I'll be wanting everybody to love me. But at the same time, I know I'm not for everybody, and I know everybody is not part of my assignment. Like even that has changed within Moon Goddess. Like, at first my focus was on getting people involved, like getting people to become aware about what spirituality is, getting people to stop being scared of tarot and all this other stuff that people say is a taboo. Like, and that's another piece I'm gonna share in a minute too. But, like, you know, I used to try to wake up the masses, and I know that, yeah, that was part of my journey at one point. Thank you, Quay, for posting that. That is her Instagram name right now, right there. She's a doula. I don't know, she's an amazing doula. She promotes, like, you know, she's an advocate for Black mothers, and she has like herbal products and everything. Like, yeah, just check her out. She's super dope. Yeah, so, like, what was I at? What was I saying? I know I was talking about, like, not dimming my light anymore, and it was something I was saying, but I don't know. But basically, that reading today, or shoot, honestly, this whole, it's only been today is day 5 of that reading, like, of the challenge, and it's already A-Town stumping on me. Like, it's like, yo, get it together. I feel like my ancestors and my spirit squad is yoking me up by my shirt, telling me to bring my butt in the house and have a seat and really get to work. So, like, basically, like, yeah, I'm having to step into my power, and it's so divine that I'm doing it right now. Like, in this very moment, y'all are watching me transform. I do not like being on here. I do not like showing my face all the time. I'm like the moon. If you ever see the moon during daytime, that is me. Like, I be trying to blend in with the clouds when the sun is out, and I shine at night. Like, that's me. I be in my own element, in my own space, just mooning away. Like, I be doing my spiritual tip at night. Like, I'm a whole night owl. But I know what my gift is, and I have to share it with y'all. I need people to be aware of what's going on and start paying attention to signs. So like, one of the main thing I wanted to talk about is like some of the symbolic things that came up from that card in itself. Like, peep this. The Hierophant card is the fifth card out of the Hierophant deck. I mean, out of the major arcana. And basically the major arcana are like they're like personal characteristic type of cards, if that makes sense. So they would be like the king, queen, and the Joker type of cards. Whereas like the other cards would be like if you get like the 1, 2, 3s, blah blah blah. Those are kind of like different. But the major arcana cards are personal qualities, I would say. So like for that to come out is to call out my personal quality. Like I have this personal quality to teach, and I have to lean into that and be more expressive about it. And another thing that was symbolic for me, and that is, it's the card symbolic for everybody in a sense. Like that's card number 5. And it's so dope because look, we have 9 people we have 5 people on this live right now, which is hella divine that I just said that. But the number 5, that's what year we are in. We are in the year 2021. If you add up all the numbers, it add up to 5. And when you look up what 5 represent in numerology, it represents change. So like long ago, when the year started, I said, yo, we are entering the year of change. Like last year for me, the theme was the 2020 vision. Everybody eyes woke the fuck, like everybody eyes got wide last year. Like last year was to wake people up and open their eyes to things. Now this year is about change. It's like, all right, so what came to your awareness last year? This year you need to be changing that. So like a lot of y'all that are interested in whatever you're interested in, you need to start tapping into and getting real serious about it. Start asking questions like, why am I interested in it? And stop thinking that things are coincidences, because everything happens for a reason. Everything is connected, and everything means something. Like, I ain't even gonna front. Like, it be times where certain things might be trying to stretch it, but I laugh at myself and be like, all right, chill, it ain't that deep. But everything, it's a lot of stuff that makes sense, and you just have to start tapping into what that is. And I feel like I was thinking this as I was riding up here, like, I feel like part of the next phase of Moon Goddess would be teaching people how to recognize the signs and showing them what they mean. Like, pay attention now. Like, certain stuff just don't be happening for no reason. And I really need for y'all to get that. Certain things happen for a reason. Like, if you start to pay attention to certain cycles in your life, it's happening for a reason. You're not learning your lesson. That's why you keep repeating the same situation or encountering the same situations, same type of people, same type of energy, because you are not learning that. So, like, for example, this card came up and my spirit squad is really on my butt for a lot of stuff right now, is because for a long time, like, I started Moon Goddess in 2018. Now, for a long time, I've been having these thoughts of, okay, I need to teach something. But it took for now to be like, all right, or, I was teaching then, I always been teaching, but now it's like, no, it's time to get serious about, my bad. It's time to get serious about it. Like, I have to stop playing games with myself. So, like, yeah, whatever you're feeling called to do, start doing the shadow work and face your fears. Like, stop being so fucking scared. I have made a post on my personal page talking about Courage the Cowardly Dog. Now, it was so childish of me, but at the same time, I said some real things. Like, when you look at Courage the Cowardly Dog, he was a nervous wreck. But that did not stop him from saving his people. Like, he was just like, yo, I'm nervous as fuck, but I'm gonna get this thing done. I need to make sure grandma and grandpa are good, even though grandpa was a whole asshole. Like, and that's why I was like, I blame grandpa for Courage being so paranoid, because look at the theme song. Like, what he say? He said, he was like, stupid dog, you make me look bad, and then scared him. Like, why are you doing this to him? He already nervous. Like, chill. But, like, even that shows you certain things. Like I said, with all of the distractions and fears and stuff and illusions that's going on around us, that's like the grandpa in Courage the Cowardly Dog. Once you start learning and picking up on what these signs mean, you start to build your power. Like, you start to be like, oh, okay, this makes sense. This is how this applies to me. Like, for example, something that resonates with me might resonate a little bit more different for you. You know what I'm saying? So, like, for example, you could have pulled the Hierophant card and it's just telling you that, oh, you need to start tapping into more spiritual teachers, or you need to become a teacher. Like, I know people that want to teach. Like, and so start teaching. Like, you know, like I said, the card comes up in different ways depending on, like, what question you ask and stuff. But, you know, this year is the year for change, first and foremost. And then the last thing I want to mention about that card, what meant to me on a personal basis, is the Hierophant card represents Taurus energy. Now, it's so funny because all my life I had to fight. Let me stop. I'm just playing. But all my life, I thought my rising sign was a Gemini. My mom hit me up the other day and was like, oh, you know, she just sent me a picture of like you know, the little birth card that they put on your, you know, when you're in the hospital with your name, how much you weigh and all that stuff. She sent me a picture of that, and I looked at the birth time, and the minutes were switched around. So I was like, dang, this whole time I'm like, dang, I had the time wrong this whole time. So I went to go, you know, find my accurate natal chart. That's why it's important to have your birth time, so it could be accurate. So according to the old one, it said that my rising sign was Gemini. But this, you know, based on accuracy, my rising sign is Taurus. And, you know, I had to adjust to it. It's some parts that, sorry, give me 1 second real quick. I don't know, I got 5 minutes because I got a timer on how much time I could use Instagram. That's part of me trying to be disciplined. So we got 5 minutes. But, 5 minutes. But anyways, so yeah, the Hierophant card represents Taurus. And when it comes to your rising sign, basically that is how other people see you. Hold on, wait, let me fact check that real quick. Let me check my brain. So I have moments where I confuse the rising sign with the sun sign. No, yeah, so the rising sign is how people see you, and then your sun sign is how you, that's the role you take in the universe. You know, that's the character that you choose to be. But your rising sign is how other people receive you, like how they perceive you and all of that. So like, it's dope that my rising sign is Taurus. We got the Hierophant card, and it's telling me that, hey, people need to see you as this teacher. People need to see you as the Hierophant. So get on your shit. So like, it's just so divine. Even though it's, you know, it be like, they be indicators be coming up. Like, I don't like to use the word triggers no more. I call them indicators. And I do that because I know personally for me, calling it a trigger is a trigger for me. Like, I have to call it an indicator, because it's just like, you know, you driving in the car and your engine light come on or something. Like, hello, it's like, hello, check your engine. Like, stop for a second, check your engine. So like, that's what indicators are. That's what these triggers are. Like, when certain things come up for you that makes you feel disharmonious, that brings on just some non-positive energy, it's calling for a change. Is calling for a change. So start tapping into it. Start asking questions like, why do I feel this way? Why am I not happy right now? And get real honest with yourself and say like, oh, what would I rather be doing? Because like, that's what I be practicing within my own journey. Like, when if I'm not to my T, it's something that I need to be evolving and changing in. Like, I know recently I was getting frustrated because I ain't gonna front. When I come on Moon Goddess, I'm expecting engagement. I don't like people to just come on here and just like the post. Like, yeah, I appreciate it. I appreciate you sharing. I appreciate you sharing my stuff and everything. But my page is for engagement. Like, I want to know where your mind and heart is. I want to know where your energy is. Like, how can I help you? Talk to the moon. What do you need? Like, that's what I'm here for. I am here to be the healing transformer. I want to teach you how to heal. And like, to be honest, yeah, I love y'all constantly like supporting me, and I love that y'all come to me for certain things, but I honestly do not expect for y'all to keep coming to me each and every time you have an issue. I need for you to learn how to do it yourself. And that's the whole thing. I'm here to teach you how to do it yourself. Teach you how to self-heal, how to self-discover yourself, how to recreate yourself in some more. And shout out to Capera Elise, because that's her hashtag, like, recreate yourself. So, like, whatever it is that comes up for you that causes some disharmonious energy in you, you need to investigate it. You need to figure out what that is. And that's where I come in at. If it's kind of a challenge for you to figure it out, holler at me, book a reading, book a consultation. Like, I'm about to start doing consultations because I understand that, you know, yeah, my name is Moon Goddess Tarot, but at the same time, everybody is not interested in the tarot cards, and I have no choice but to respect that. And that's, you know, that opens the door as far as like the direction that I'm taking Moon Goddess now is I like to consult with people. So like, I got 1 minute left. So yeah, like, just everything that I've been receiving downloads about, these messages coming up in these cards, my ancestors been kicking my butt. Like, they telling me to stop playing these games. I'm going to save this live and I'm going to put it up on my YouTube page just so y'all can see it. And shout out to everybody of the Moonlight Mercenaries. We have a group chat just for us to talk and discuss certain things. And shout out to everybody that's on Patreon. And I appreciate everybody that's on Patreon so much, because I have not posted anything since my birthday. It's because I'm going through so much of this transformation that I had to, you know, go back into my shell to get me together, because I know things are going in a different direction. However, recently I did write up the interpretation for Neptune, so basically on Patreon I do, my bad, so I'm back. So I just stretched it out, but I'm about to hop off soon because it's getting late. But so yeah, on Patreon I do journeying through the retrogrades, and basically we're just working our way through all of the retrogrades, because like I said, I cannot stand when people are scared of certain things without understanding why they are scared, because a lot of the stuff aren't meant for you to be scared of. It's like I explain it like this. You know how like in certain stories or like epic stories about like pirates looking for gold and treasure, in this story all you're going to hear is people talking about like, oh yeah, you got to go through dragons, you got to go through the sea of monsters, and it's surrounded by sharks and all of that. They're going to tell you that because it's gems in there. Like, how are you going to get the gems and get to the gold if you're scared to go on the adventure? Stop being so scared. Look at Courage. Courage is not scared. Even though he got a whole different, his journey is different, but I'm just saying, like, stop being scared to ask questions and to investigate. Like, start digging deep as to why certain things don't make sense to you. Figure out what that is. And sometimes certain things do make sense. It's just asking for you to ask, it's calling for you to ask the question so that you can get to what it means for you. Because sometimes it might be something, let me see, like, basically all I'm going to just say is you have to figure out what it means for you. Certain things do not mean the same thing for everybody. Yes, there are universal truths that exist, but everything don't mean the same for everybody. So like that is, I'll say that is where the minor arcana cards will probably come in at. It's like these have different meanings for everybody else, whereas the major arcana are certain qualities within you that you can utilize in a certain aspect of your life, or in a certain, like, in something, you know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, just stop being so scared, start diving deep. And like, that's why I got intrigued by the retrogrades, is because everybody be hearing horror stories about Mercury retrograde. Do y'all know what retrograde means? It don't mean that all shit gonna go to hell. Yeah, it's gonna go to hell if you ain't learning your lessons. I ain't gonna pump fake on that. Like, if you're not picking up on these lessons, just like going through certain cycles, it's like you're gonna keep going through these cycles until you learn the lesson and get over that hump. Like, and I heard this one song by I ain't gonna butcher his name, but in the song he said he was talking about the Fibonacci, like, don't ever stray from the Fibonacci. And basically the Fibonacci is like a spiral. So like with that, I look at life like that spiral. Until, like, all right, you'll start down here. Say you got a certain cycle you have to learn. Now, while you're rotating in this cycle, until you learn that lesson, you're just gonna keep going around and around and around. But then when you learn that lesson, you're going to go up to the next level. And it's pretty much keep going up and up and up the spiral as you learn and evolve. And that's pretty much what it means to ascend. So, yeah, like once I broke that down and really felt that, because like I ain't gonna front, like when I was in college, I had to go all the way up to Calculus 3. That was a whole headache. But, you know, I was intrigued by the Fibonacci sequence, and I couldn't for the life. Back then I didn't know why, but now I understand it and understand why now. Because like when you look at the Fibonacci sequence, basically what you're doing is you're adding up the numbers. So it start at 0. So it's 0, then 1, then the next number would be 1, and then you add up the two numbers before that. So it's 0, 1, 1, and then it's 2, and then you just keep adding the two numbers before it to get to the next get to the next number. And it's just like it's just like life. Until you learn what you need to learn, you're gonna keep going around a certain cycle. So like when these retrogrades come up, it's not a bad thing. The planet is literally slowing down so that you can reassess, like all the words that you think of that start with a re, like reassess, reanalyze, re-strategize, re-evaluate, all those type of words, reflect, like that is what you need to tap into these retrogrades for. So like with me doing journeying through the retrogrades, what I'm doing is I give out soul assignments. Like depending on what that retrograde is, I give you an interpretation, just like y'all seen me do on my page. And to be honest, I need to get back consistent with posting it on my website, because that's another thing that's changing is I'm starting to evolve from being on, like, relying on social media to reach people, because we are in a time where a lot of people are becoming more conscious, and based on the reality of the situation, they don't want everybody to know these gems. And I'm not going to front. I want people to know certain things, but I know that everybody do not be living in that love vibration. So like even that in itself is challenging, and that's even more of an importance as to why you need to know this stuff, because you need to know when people are putting spells on you. Like, and spells are not really not all that you think that is going to be. Like, spells can be something as simple as somebody making a certain comment to you. Like, for example, one thing I cannot stand is when people call children bad, or call them, like, I cannot stand that. Like, why are you calling a child bad? They are a child. They're going to do things. They're going to explore and do things that you're not used to. Or, I mean, I'm not going to say that you're not used to, but you are adults, so you know certain things are not right. But children, they are learning. They just got here. They are rediscovering their self from an infant point. Like for example, it has been a time where my son been, like, you know when kids put stuff in the toilet, I realized that it wasn't him trying to be bad. He was literally curious of watching the spiral in the toilet, or like, and I peeped that because he likes watching the spiral, you know, when he take baths or washing his hands. He likes to see that. So I'm just like, children are not bad. They're just mocking what they see. So when people say, oh, that child bad, imagine hearing that from the time the first time you done did something or made a mistake. Are you going to keep thinking oh, I'm bad, I don't know how to do shit? Like, and that's the spell. Like, people verbally put spells on you. Like, come on now. Like, y'all can't keep calling everything a coincidence. Shit don't just be happening out of nowhere if you fucking pay attention. And excuse me for cussing, because to be honest, I don't normally curse as much. I literally curse when I get too hyped. Like, I curse when I'm hyped. So excuse me, I apologize for cursing. But like, yeah, man, like, y'all just need to pay attention. That's all I'm saying. Signs be all up in our faces. We tend to miss them. So just stop playing. Start diving deep and rediscovering who you are. And if you need help, find somebody who you are in alignment with to give that information to you or to help guide you. Like, I don't expect everybody to be vibing with me and Moon Goddess, because like I said, I'm not here for everybody. And just like I would tell certain people that haven't gotten a reading before, I'm like, hey, make sure you check out my stuff, because you need to know that you feel aligned with what message or what energy I'm putting out here. everybody is not always being righteous about their work. Some people really just do it for the money. And I know for me, I don't do it for the money. Like, to be honest, I do it because in my real life, this is a part of me. This is what I do. This is what helped heal me and help me evolve through, like I said, depression, thinking I'm going to hell, and PTSD. Like, my readings are like that for me. This is not a game. Like, and it's funny because, like, that even goes back to the Hierophant card. Like, I can't keep dimming my light. It's thinking people gonna think, oh yeah, you crazy, you into that tarot stuff. Like, I ain't gonna front. It's this guy at this convenience store I be going to. He be like, we got into a conversation one time, or like a debate one time about me doing readings. He was like, you're predicting the future for people. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm telling you what came out in the card based off of their energy. It's up to them to decide how they want to use that information. To be honest, it could go one of two ways. Either you're gonna take the message and internalize it for what it meant for you, or you're going to take it for face value. Just like, even going back with religion, like, same thing with religion. No matter what, like, whatever information you pick up on, it is up to you to decide what that means for you and how you're going to apply it to your life. So, like, that's the same thing with tarot cards, same thing with just about anything that you become aware of. It's about, what are you going to do with it? Just like with all these emotions come up, what are you going to do with it? Are you just going to sit there? Like, it's funny, like, I'm a big music head. So, like, one of my favorite songs by Kendrick, he was like, it's called Institutionalized. And it's a line in there. He says that his grandma told him, like, shit don't change until you wash your ass. So, like, I be saying that all the time. Like, ain't nothing going to change until you wash your ass. Like, if you done pooped in your diaper, ain't nobody coming to change you. Like, you ain't no infant. Like, ain't nobody coming to save you. And when I say that, it's not to, like, throw shade or no, like, towards any religion or nothing. I'm just like, even when it comes to them, like, you cannot force a horse to drink the water. If the horse ain't thirsty, it's not gonna drink. So it's like, you have to make a decision at some point. Otherwise, you letting other people put spells on you and make decisions for you. You have to step up in what you need and what you want. So, like, it's so divine that just as much I'm preaching to y'all or telling y'all need to do it, that's why that Hierophant card came up for me. And, like, the ego part of me was like, oh, don't post that. They're gonna think, oh, you're not really a sage, you're not really a good tarot reader. I'm like, nah, I'm real about this because I'm applying it to my own life. Like, and that's one thing, I'm not going to share nothing with y'all that I don't apply for myself. And if I am caught slipping, it's because maybe I done got caught up in some matrix element that threw off my focus or something. But best believe I'm returning back because I know how lit and real this thing is for me. I know how much it changed my life, and I know that it's part of me. It's literally like the breath of air that I'm breathing and using to talk to y'all with. So, like, come on now, like, yes, I'm about this spiritual life, and I want more people to be involved with it. But like I said, I'm not hunting for people. If y'all need me, y'all know where to find me. Like, I be making posts. I be wanting y'all to get engaged. Like, talk to me. I'm the whole moon. Like, I'm very connected with the moon. Very. And it's so divine even with that too. Like, pay attention to the things that you were drawn to as a child. Because for me, yeah, I was in the realm where, yeah, we play outside all the time. And, like, I used to have friends that they wanted to stay in the house and play Barbies and stuff, but I wanted to be outside. I wanted to go explore nature. I like collecting rocks. Like, well, they were rocks, but now I have crystals. Like, and I used to, like, love staring up at the sky, looking at the moon and the stars and everything. So, like, a lot of the stuff that you were interested in a child, that is part of your calling. Like, because think about it. When you're a child, you legit you're fresh from source. You get what I'm saying? Like, you are, as a child, you are the most connected to source than anything, you know, because as you grow up, you're starting to be programmed by first your family and then also society, and then as an adult, your own personal connections or way of thinking, and then, like, your circle and all of that stuff. You know, that's where all the programming come in at. So, like, that's why inner child healing is important, because, you know, that's when the distractions from what your divine purpose is start to get hazy at. So, like, you know, it's just so intricate. It's so much that I know, and so much I know that I need to share with people and let people be aware of, and really show them where how to apply it. Because that's the thing. When it comes to the information, you have to know how to apply it. Other than that, you just hoarding information. And like for a long time, I was also an information hoarder. Like to the point where I started to feel like get drained and be like, yo, I need to figure out what to do with this information. And then that's when I started to slow down and start to apply it. And with everything that I get, I have to know how to apply it for me to keep evolving, or for me to keep moving up my Fibonacci, my personal Fibonacci. So like, that's all I got for y'all. I'm about to hop on off of here. It's definitely getting dark. It's getting dark. I don't like being out here when it's too dark, just because that's my spiritual time. Like, it's time for me to go back up in my my throne. Like, I gotta go back in my goddess throne. So like, yeah, I'm about to hop off of here. And I appreciate everybody for tapping into it. I appreciate everybody that caught it from beginning to end. Like, I just love y'all for being here. And I literally love y'all for choosing to be here, for choosing to be serious about your healing journey, and be serious about seeking the truth. Like, it's so many things that people aren't aware of that's true, and it's messing up people's brains. Going back to, like I said in the very beginning, like, come on now, get to work. Stop playing yourself. Stop playing these games. Start asking questions. Start getting into the energy of you. Like, what's your authentic, divine, primordial reason for being here? Start looking. Start asking these questions. Because I promise you, a lot of people that's feeling anxiety and depressed is because you don't know who you are. You don't know nothing about your ancestors or nothing. And don't let the whole ancestor thing trip you up either, because like I said, I don't know too much about my ancestors, but I still honor them. I say to my ancestors, known and unknown. Like, I know some of their names, but it's a whole, it's generations of people that we don't know. Okay. So that's why you have to say unknown, because, certain messages get lost over generations. And that's why it's important for like us to share what we know and share wisdom and stuff, because it's necessary. Like, look at it. Look where we came from. We don't know everything about our ancestors. We got to keep this energy flowing, keep sharing these stories and the wisdom. And the very last thing I'm going to end with is start journaling. Document just about anything, especially like the divine things that be happening. Like, because people need to know your story. Even if you keeping it to yourself. Like, people still need to hear your story. Like, I don't know if you got grandkids or if you plan on having children, but certain things you're not even going to remember to share, but they're going to be wondering stuff about you. So start journaling. Write down the date and the time. Write down the time where you start, write down the time that you ended, write down the time where you picked up on random pieces of information. Like, write it all down. And then it also not only help your descendants, but it helps you to keep up with your progress. Like, I'm trying to tell y'all, man, get into journaling, because it'll help remind you where you left off at. So like I said, if I get off track with, being integral about, well, honestly, I'm going to always be integral. Like, I would even tell you if I ain't doing the work. You know what I'm saying? Like, even, all right, that's a whole nother thing. Basically, I was just going to say, like, if somebody hit me up for a reading and I'm not in the right element to do that reading, I'm going to tell you I need to reschedule. I'm not going to book no reading with you if my energy ain't right, okay? So, same thing when it comes to my messages that I'm sharing. If my energy is not right, at least I can always go back to my last journal entry to get me back on track, okay? So, start journaling. That's the last thing I'm going to end it on. So, I appreciate y'all. I love you. I like you. And shout out to Ajna and the Healing Place, because they were the first people that helped me to recenter back into focusing in on people that love like me. Okay? Through them, I remembered what I was. I know I'm a ball of loving light. So shout out to them. I love y'all. And I said that because that's her phrase. She said, I like you. I love you. I life you. And basically when, at least from my end, where I understand to say, when I tell people I life them, I say that because they add to my life. Like, they pour into me. Like, I appreciate their existence. Like, That's what I life you mean, okay? So if I ever say it to you, don't be all awkward. I feel like we need to tell each other we love each other more often than what we do. We need to start telling people we appreciate them in the moments that we appreciate them, because we need to let people know that just as much as we want to feel loved and seen, we gotta let people know they're loved and seen too. So that's why I'm gonna end it at. Start journaling. Rewatch this live if you need to. This is a long ass video. And I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. I life y'all. Y'all be peace and stay light. Y'all be peace.